Oh, that's it. Hi everyone, I'm here to introduce myself today because the only videos that I've put up on YouTube so far have been of my hands and some of my crafty work to let you see what I do, but that's just a small part of what I do as hobbies and also the things I sell. So I thought I'd come here today and talk about all the YouTube videos that I'm really interested in, people that have given me inspiration to do my own vlog, and tell you a bit about myself so that you know who I am, where I'm from, and what my life's all about. So first of all, I'm LJ Creations. My name is Laura Jean, and I'm into all sorts of crafts, hobbies, you name it. I try everything. Some I'm pretty good at and some I'm not so good at, but I'm hoping that with experience and time, eventually I'll be really good like some of the people I've been watching, but I'll go into them a bit later on. Anyway, I hope the lighting's okay for you, and I'm trying to keep my eyes on the camera here. It's a bit difficult when you're doing this for the first time. And excuse my background at the moment, it's a bit of a mess. There's a lot going on. This is actually my craft room stroke spare room, and I have my mum staying with me for a few days at the moment, so there's quite a bit of mum stuff lying around, but as I say, it's just a bit of a things have been pushed around in order to give her some space, so it doesn't normally look like this, but well, it is a busy little room, and I'm happy with it. It's my happy place. And I usually have a big table set up in the middle of the room, when I'm sitting doing my things, because one of my tables is a sewing table. One of them has a computer on it, and then of course the big white table I do everything on. But at the moment, with Mum being here, I've got no space to do that. So I thought I'd take the opportunity to sit down and, as I say, introduce myself. So I'll get on with it. Anyway, so yeah, I'm Laura. I live with John, my husband, in a town in Scotland called Grangemouth. I've got two children, Rebecca and Bradley. They're now grown up and away from home. And we have together 10 pets, which we love our animals. So I've got, the dogs are Zach, who is our old black Labrador. He is 13. He'll be 14 this November. He's doing really well. Very stiff in the joints, getting deaf, a little bit blind maybe, but he's really, really doing well, and hardly any grey hairs on him at all, so we're so thankful we've still got Zach, and he's doing great. And Isla is our Newfoundland. She is just turned 3. She's not a huge Newfoundland for, considering Newfoundland breeds are massive. They're called giant dogs. But she's not that big, but she's adorable. She's the best dog ever. She's so loyal. She is a gentle giant. She's really good with all the other pets. She's just a fantastic dog. But at the moment, she's going through a phantom pregnancy, which is she's quite lethargic. She's went off her food. She's taken her toys, our cuddly toys, and sucking at them, like there's no tomorrow. So just keeping an eye on her. We haven't let her have puppies yet. She's not been done. We're still swithering as to whether we will let her have puppies. So we'll wait and see. We'll talk about that one after. We also have 4 chickens who are not laying hens yet. They're still young. They're probably about 15 weeks at the moment, so maybe in about another 3 to 4 weeks they should start laying for us. So we've got 4 girls, and we called them Isabel, Kate, Mary and Babs, after my grandmothers and also John's grandmothers. And they're fun. The dogs are great with them. They have 2 runs, but I do let them free range in the garden on occasion. The only problem we have is when the Labrador likes to go out and follow and see if they've done any droppings, which is disgusting. But we're trying to curtail that, because obviously apparently it doesn't harm dogs very much, but I think there's only so much you can take. What else? Yes, we've got 3 canaries as well. We've got 2 females. One is the mum, one is the baby. And we've got Red, who's a male. He's not the father. Unfortunately, Mr. Chips, our male canary who fathered the baby chick, he died. But we've now got another male, so thankfully at the moment there's no mating. It's not mating season yet, so they're all in the same cage and they're all doing fine. But next year I may have to change things because I don't know if I want Mrs. Chips to get pregnant again. You know, baby's fine and super. Baby's now about a year old, but no, I don't want to, you know, make them have babies all the time. That's not what it's all about. So that's the dogs and the chickens and canaries, and we've got one more addition, our Netherland dwarf rabbit called Dutch, who is only a baby, and he's adorable. He's actually in the living room in his cage, but we do have a run for him out in the garden where he likes to be, and he also has a little hide where he can go if it's, you know, raining or wants to get away from the chicken. The chickens are curious about the bunny, but the bunny's great. Super. He gets all his cuddles at night time and sometimes during the day, but I like to give him a wee cuddle before bedtime at night. He's just so cute. He's really nice. So that's I believe that's my 10 pets I've told you about. That's the 2 dogs, the 4 chickens, the 3 canaries and the rabbit. Yeah, that's us. And that's all we're getting for the moment. So yeah, I work part-time cleaning. My husband is a bus driver in Edinburgh. And as I say, I have my mum staying at the moment. She comes from Ayrshire. We had her for the whole duration, well, a long time. She was actually up when the coronavirus hit pretty bad. So as a family, we just stayed together. And she was here for about 9.5, 10 weeks. And then we took her back down the road. So she's now back for just another wee break. And she's busy puzzling and doing competitions in the living room. So today, the thing I wanted to talk about was the inspiration. The reason I wanted to do vlogging. Some of the people, I'm not going to mention some of them today, that have given me inspiration, and the people that I really enjoy watching on YouTube. And in all honesty, since I have started watching YouTube and becoming really interested in certain people and certain hobbies and certain things, I have hardly watched the television. And the television, I mean, my husband keeps saying he's threatening to quit the TV license because he said it's a load of rubbish anyway, what's on the TV. And I don't really think I'd care because I get all my entertainment from YouTube. The only downside is that when my mum comes to stay, her routine shows we wouldn't be able to watch because television is a big part of her life because she lives, you know, on her own and it's her company and whatnot. So at the moment, the only good thing I say the only good thing is the news, the daily news. But even then, that's quite depressing, and it's the same old just now. Understandable, coronavirus is the topic, but at the same time, there's only so much you can hear about Donald Trump, coronavirus, and anyway, let's not get political. So I'm going to talk about a few of the people that I watch on YouTube, and hopefully you guys also follow them. If you're into my channel, well, the chances are you may be into some of these people as well, but if not, I want to give them a mention because they're just absolutely fantastic. So they're not in any particular order, they're not from, you know, as I say, I'm just going to mention a few today because I don't want to bore everybody to tears, but I will do another few maybe in another video. Because, you know, I like to spread the word, and I'm kind of hoping that if people watch and enjoy me and then watch what I do, they'll start spreading the word about me as well, and my YouTube career will take off, and, you know, like everybody else that I watch. So first of all, one of my top YouTubers is Lisa, and she is Life with Lisa. And she also runs a subscription box called Lollipop Box Club every month. Now, it's for people who are into stationery, journaling, mini books, scrapbooking, you know, there's lots of ephemera that comes in your box, and it's a super duper box that you would get through your mailbox every month. There's always a different theme and whatnot. But anyway, that's her main job that she does. But she also vlogs about everything: her family, baking, cooking, scrapbooking, or trips to the States, which they do. I'm just going to pop my glasses on quickly so that I can look at my notes here, just to make, yeah. She's a very mishmash channel. She does a lot of cleaning and decluttering, cupboards and that kind of thing, which is pretty. So you think, but it's very interesting actually, and it's my cup of tea. She does a lot of walks with her friends where they live. They've got a common to where they live, and it's always very interesting. They've got a dog as well, which they take out a lot. Her husband's mainly the dog walker, I believe. But she's got a very, very colourful channel. She's got great music on it. She's really good at editing, and it's a no holds barred channel. And she, you know, she'll admit to things when they go wrong, like maybe one of her cakes doesn't rise very well, or artwork's kind of, you know, messed up. So she'll, you know, she says it's only paper. You know, when you're doing things like that, it's not a major problem. She's got grown-up kids as well, but although they're both still at home, I think one's at university, but they both work part-time, the kids. She's very small, Lisa. She's about, I think, 4'10". I'm slightly taller, about the 5'1", maybe. I think I'm shrinking as I get older. And actually, I could only be 5 foot now. But like me, she's always got to rely on her husband to reach for certain things, and she also hates, like me, technology. So when I go to edit these videos or do things, you know, when I'm vlogging, I'm going to get my son to do most of it, I think, because he's really good on the computer. She's just really good to watch. And I always look forward to watching all her videos because she's a consistent vlogger and she's very varied. So I think every Friday night she was doing a video about her holidays to Disney World in Florida, which were quite interesting. I've never been. My children have been about 3 times, right enough, with their father and his wife, but I haven't been, and I'm not saying I wouldn't really like to go, but we do love the States as well. But we visit family in Nebraska, Georgia, that kind of place. You know, the theme parks and Mickey Mouse and all that isn't really something that we're really into. But my daughter is. She's 26 and she collects Disney pins and whatnot. And then her stepmother is a Disney pin collector as well, I believe. So they've got a lot in common there. So they love going to Disney. But yeah, she, as I say, she does good baking. Her daughter's a vegetarian, or a vegan, I believe. Her son's a fussy eater, so she's always cooking at different meals for everybody. So her cooking and baking varies, so that's a good thing. It's not just for people that are always eating meat, or, you know, you can watch it if you're a vegan or a vegetarian, so there's interest there. Her scrapbooking's really, really good. She does... you know, she does a lot of things online. She'll show everybody what to do, so you're learning a lot from her as well. She runs little live things that you can watch and you know, work along with her. It's very, very good. Yeah, she's definitely one of my favourites, and I also speak to her via social media as well, and she always gets back to me. I've had a few questions about the States and the recent stuff, you know, with airlines and cancellations and that kind of thing, and she's very, very good at communication. Next lady is a local lady. She does live pretty close to me. Her name is Christy, and she does my life and hobbies. So she's into crafting too. She's more into, these days, she's really into diamond art, which I think there's another name for it. I've done diamond art as well. I don't think you can see anything behind me. No, I'll have to show you that in another video. I've got some on the wall. I'm trying to think. Diamond art, but they also call it something else. Is it? Okay, anyway, I'll come back to it. She also does shopping hauls. She's interested in her garden. She's got a little dog called Maggie too, who's a lovely wee dog. And she just does general family stuff. She lives near Glasgow, and we've become quite friendly. Excuse me. Again, through social media. One day we're going to try and catch up and have a coffee, because she doesn't live too far from me. She actually lives, I think, in the same town as my son-in-law. So perhaps one day when he's nipping through there, I'll maybe nip through and meet Christine, because I'd really like to meet her in real life, because we're always talking through Messenger and Facebook and that kind of thing. And as I say, she's interested in a few of the same things I am. She's really given me some good advice about YouTube, and if I need to ask her any questions, she's always there for me. So yeah, she lives with her husband Tam, who's semi-retired, I believe. Christine is now retired as well, but she has a few problems health-wise with her joints and that kind of thing. So some of the crafting she had to be careful with, because her arm is really, really sore and that kind of thing. Her dexterity is getting a bit bad. But apart from that, she lives a pretty full life, so she's pretty good to watch. Yeah, so that's Christine. And the next lady is Tales from Cuckoo Land, Gaina. She's not. That's how she spells her name, Gayna. Got a beautiful home. She lives in Bristol. She is a stay-at-home mum, but very, very busy. She is into all sorts. She's got a lovely husband, and she's got 3 boys as well. They're all school age. She's into gardening, cooking, baking, sewing, and knitting. She's always busy, a bit like myself. She's always on the go. She always likes to be doing something, and she's very talented, and she's got a really good outlook on life. Again, she's a no-holds-barred. She just loves all the simple things in life and makes everything interesting, really, from planting and knitting and sewing and all sorts of things. She's got no airs and graces whatsoever. And she's got 2 cute puppy dogs, and one is a rescue dog. I think they had went away on holiday and discovered this dog living in a cage. Perhaps it could have been in a pet shop. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me. But as I say, no, they fell in love with Bonnie. They've called her Bonnie, and brought her home, and now she's got the life of Riley. She's got a fantastic life with Gaynor and her family, and because they've got quite a bit of land, and she's always walking the dogs, come rain or sleet or snow, whatever. She's always out with the dogs. She's a really good mum. And yeah, she's just, it's another very calming video. I just like watching her stuff. She's just so down to earth. If she's having a crap day, she'll say she's having a crap day. She's not always made up beautifully. I doubt very much you'll see me without makeup. I don't even put my bins out without my makeup on. So if you see that, it'll be because I'm not right in the head. I'm seriously not well that day or something. Anyway, so that's Gaina, and that's Tales from Cuckoo Land. Again, very interesting and very talented lady. Next one is, I'm just going to have some coffee here in my Ferguson mug. This was my mother-in-law's mug, who's no longer with us, but it's got our surname on it. A wee tartan mug. The Wee So-and-So. She's another Scottish lady, lives in the Highlands of Scotland, and her name is Kaz, which I presume is maybe short for Caroline, but she's lovely. She's got a super voice, super accent, and again, she's a knitter, one of the things I'm into, which you'll soon learn, and a crafter. She does all sorts. She's got a lovely craft room. I think she used to have a craft room in a shed outside. But I don't know if things were starting to get damp, or she was getting kind of cold out there, so she's moved everything into the house into a spare room now. A lovely, lovely craft room. Huge big table, and she went round it all in a video, and she's got everything. She's tried everything. She does a bit of journaling, she does a bit of sewing, all sorts. I think she's tried calligraphy and all the rest of it. She's very funny. She's got a great sense of humour. She is a very, very talented knitter. I must remember to look at the camera. She's a very, very talented knitter. She does things that I can only dream of doing. I'm a very basic knitter. I've made one or two baby things. I've also done a lot of scarves. I do a lot of blankets, crochet, and that kind of thing. But as for jumpers and cardigans and socks, which is another one I'm dying to try, she's just fantastic. She's got a real knack for knitting. So I love to see her work and see what she's been up to, and she gets a lot done. She also has started her own. She's got her own Etsy shop now, and she's dyeing her own yarn, and she makes things and sells in her Etsy shop. And she makes stitch markers, and I don't believe she sews anything right enough. But yeah, the yarn dyeing she's doing, the colours are gorgeous. She's doing really, really well with that. And it's really taken off. Thanks to YouTube again and her consistent and subscribers, people that are very loyal to her. She's married to David. She enjoys a lot of day trips. She takes the camera and they go to places like Oban and places around Scotland that are just absolutely gorgeous, which I have been to, some I haven't. So it's really interesting for me to see, because again, when the weather's nice, which is very rare in Scotland, we like to try and get a day away with the dogs and take some nice walks, go to Anstruther and all these places in Fife. Really nice, but obviously for the past few months nobody's been able to do anything like that. But anyway, she's a very straight talking lady, again, not shy, just lovely, a lovely accent, which I can understand fine, being from the same country. Some people, I don't know, I don't think she's too broad actually. She's just got a lovely lilt to her accent because of where she comes from. I've got two more. Hope you're not getting too bored. The Last Homely House, Kate. She now lives on her own. Her family are grown up. She has chickens and cats, and her house is just a mishmash of. You think this is bad behind me? This is nothing. She has every room, I think, is full of crafty stuff. She's just a very colourful lady. She likes a lot of things in her life, a bit like myself. She's not minimalistic. Her crafting is her life, I suppose, and her animals and her house, and she obviously gets help from her grown sons and children, and she does get a lot of editing help and whatnot from, I believe, her daughter-in-law. But she's super. She's very, very interesting storyteller. And I love listening to her tales. I'm interested, obviously, when she talks about her chickens, because I've got chickens. Knitting, sewing, cooking. She does a lot of decluttering, and I think she was on a mission not that long ago to try and get rid of a lot of stuff, because over the years, she's a little bit older than myself, and I think she has accumulated so much stuff, and she's just getting to the point that she needs to get rid. But she takes these drawers and she pulls things out, and I believe she's getting kind of nostalgic about a lot of them and decides maybe just to hang on to them. But as a sewer and a crafter, you do accumulate a lot of stuff. That's how I have accumulated a majority of my things. My ex-mother-in-law, my mother-in-law, who's now, they're both gone. I have, and one or two ladies, friends' mothers, I've acquired their needles and yarns and threads and that kind of thing, and I have done extremely well, because people know that I'm into all that kind of thing, and yeah, there's a lot of things I haven't had to buy because generously they've all been left to me or given to me. So yeah, very, very pleased about that, obviously. Yeah, she's very down to earth again, as I say, tells a great story, and I believe she's got 4 cats. One of them is a very friendly and cat, and every time she starts a YouTube video, Norma comes up and basically sticks her backside in the camera and wants to be there all the time, so she must know when her mum's vlogging. But yeah, she's super. She does something that I'm into at the moment is English paper piecing. I'd like to try my own quilt, so at the moment I'm making all my little hexagon shapes, and she's done all that. So it's interesting to watch her program, or her vlog I should say, and see how she's gone about everything. And she has a massive wall behind her, and it's absolutely covered in her quilts and all her work that she's done. It's just she's fascinating. She's really, really good. And again, very comfortable to sit and watch. Just another one of these videos that, you know, you can just have a coffee and knit away and listen to her, you know. Nobody's too high maintenance. That's, you know, headache material for me. Squawking in your ear, that kind of thing. No, anyway. And the last one I'm going to mention today is Rachel. She's So Me UK. She comes from Fife, which again is a town not too far from myself. She is into gardening, cooking, baking, sewing, journaling. Again, another very clever, talented girl. Well, lady, I should say. She has a son, lives with her partner, always busy. Very soft-spoken, Rachel, but she's always very relaxing to watch. She's got an Etsy shop also. She does project bags, sews gorgeous project bags, and journaling packs, stationery, stitch markers, and again, she has a cat too, a beautiful grey cat. Who's usually on her vlogs, but Rachel, again, as I say, is very, very clever. Turn her hand to anything. You know, I'd like to think that I'm similar, but some of these people are just too talented compared to myself. You know, I just feel as if I'm in the basics of everything, like the basics of crochet. Well, you know, crochet, I do a lot more crochet than I do knitting. I find crochet a lot more easier, I think more forgiving as well, because if you do make a mistake, you can easily rip it out, whereas with knitting, but I'll get there, hopefully. Cooking, baking, you know, again, it's not something that I do. I mostly cook on a daily basis, but on occasion, you know, you get the real need to, you know, bake some stuff and cook and that kind of thing, but they've always got tasty treats on Instagram, and it just makes you jealous. I think a lot of these vlogs make you realise that you are capable of a hell of a lot more than what some people actually do. So that's about it for today. I don't want to bore everybody, but I will be mentioning other people that I do watch. I would probably say I've got about 15 or 16 favourite vloggers, and as soon as I'm all subscribed to them, obviously, and I've the wee bell that goes, you know, to notify you as soon as a video comes up from these people. As soon as that comes up on my screen, they're getting watched, because, you know, I'm just fascinated by them. I could go on about other people, but as I say, I don't want to bore you. So anyway, that's a bit about me and who I like to watch, because, as I say, I get inspiration. I hope that this video hasn't been too tedious for you, and I've tried my best to keep looking at the camera. I know it's very difficult, but I'm sure I'll get into the swing of it eventually. There's going to be more videos following. Some of my crafts I'll be showing. Some of them I obviously sell. I'm going to be doing some stalls. I obviously sell on eBay, and I have an LJ Creations Facebook page as well. And that's how people get in touch when they want to buy something. So yeah, I'll give you a craft room tour as well one day when I don't have any visitors. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and if you've got any questions, give me a shout, and like and subscribe if possible, if you've got the chance. Thanks very much. Bye bye.